Oliver Tree's Final Hours, The Tragic Story. Behind the sudden death of the viral music star. Imagine this. You're 32 years old, riding high on the wave of a world tour, fresh off electrifying crowds in South America. Your latest album is out, fans are chanting your name and life. Well, it feels like it's finally going on exactly the way you dreamed. Then, in a single horrifying moment over the skies of Rio de Janeiro, everything ends. 6 lives snuffed out in a mid-air collision that no one saw coming. That was the fate of Oliver Tree, the bowl-cut rebel, the internet's favorite eccentric, the man who turned ugly into something beautifully unforgettable. How did a kid from Santa Cruz become a global sensation, only to have it all cut short so suddenly? Stick with me, because this story is wilder, funnier, and more heartbreaking than you think. Early life and childhood Oliver Tree Nickel was born on June 29, 1993, in the laid-back beach town of Santa Cruz, California. His parents, Jesse and Christine, brought a circus-like energy to family life. Oliver often spoke of learning to ride a unicycle as a child and growing up surrounded by creative chaos. Music called to him early. He began piano lessons at age 3, wrote his first songs by 4, and claimed to have completed an entire album by 6. As a teenager, he stood out as the quirky outsider. He briefly studied business at San Francisco State University, but dropped out to chase his artistic dreams. Those formative years in Santa Cruz built a restless, rule-breaking spirit that would define his entire career. He experimented in ska bands and early production, quietly honing the sound and persona that would soon captivate millions. Breaking into music and entertainment. Oliver's rise wasn't smooth or conventional. It was pure, unfiltered chaos. In the mid-2000s, he exploded on Vine as his alter ego, Turbo, complete with the iconic bowl haircut, oversized 80s outfits, and deadpan humor that made him a meme sensation. Music remained his true passion. In 2016, his collaboration with Wethan on When I'm Down went viral, drawing the attention of Atlantic Records, who signed him in 2017. He poured everything into his craft. Early EPs, like Alien Boy, showcased his blend of indie pop, electronic beats, and raw emotion. His music videos were ambitious and expensive, often costing hundreds of thousands, as he insisted on creating full cinematic experiences rather than simple clips. This commitment to authenticity, even when it meant scrapping polished studio work for more genuine sessions, set him apart from the start. Rise to fame, hits, viral moments, and achievements. By 2020, Oliver Tree had arrived. His debut album, Ugly is Beautiful, achieved commercial success and gold certification, powered by tracks like Cash Machine, Let Me Down, and Bury Me Alive. Then came the anthems that defined a generation. Life Goes On, in 2021, followed by the massive hit, Miss You, with Robin Schulz in 2022. He toured the world, collaborated with artists like Diplo and Subtronics, and even earned a Guinness World Record for the largest kick-scooter gathering. Viral moments followed him everywhere: scooter stunts, outrageous outfits, TikTok dances, and that unforgettable Turbo persona. Albums like Cowboy Tears, Alone in a Crowd, and his final 2026 release kept the momentum alive. Oliver proved you could be weird, unapologetic, and massively successful all at once. The man behind the image fans were drawn to Oliver because he embraced everything society often rejected. The bowl cut, cartoonish pants, and sunglasses weren't just a gimmick. They were a statement. He leaned into looking as ugly as humanly possible while singing deeply personal, vulnerable, and sometimes explicit lyrics. This contradiction created a magnetic appeal. In interviews, he was chaotic and honest, walking off sets or trolling celebrities, yet openly discussing mental health and the pressures of fame. For millions of outsiders and misfits, Oliver represented freedom, the permission to be fully, unapologetically yourself. His community thrived on that message of embracing the weird. Challenges, setbacks, and controversies. The path wasn't easy. Oliver clashed with labels, scrapped expensive projects, and faced public scrutiny. His past relationship with Melanie Martinez brought online drama and fan division. There were controversies over edgy humor and social media posts that didn't land well. He spoke candidly about past substance struggles and the mental toll of sudden fame, but always pushed forward with fierce independence. These challenges only seemed to strengthen his resolve to do things his own way. Relationships and inner circle. Though private about much of his personal life, Oliver's family remained a quiet anchor. Creative partnerships, especially with early collaborators like Weathen, were vital. In his final days on the world's first world tour, he was surrounded by fellow creatives, including Argentine filmmaker Lucas Viñale and YouTuber Gaspar "Gaspi" Prim, friends who joined him for what should have been another celebratory chapter, building a legacy in music and internet culture. Oliver Tree didn't just make music. He reshaped how artists could connect in the digital age. He blended genres, meme culture, and raw personality into something entirely new. His success showed that authenticity and eccentricity could conquer charts and build devoted communities. He influenced a wave of artists who valued being real over being perfect. The final tour and gathering clouds. As 2026 progressed, Oliver was thriving. Fresh off shows in São Paulo and Buenos Aires, he posted joyful moments from Brazil. A Lisbon performance loomed in July. Everything felt full of promise. But life, as he once sang so memorably, can change in an instant. The tragic end. That fateful morning in Rio. On June 14, 2026, around 9:55 a.m. local time, Oliver climbed into a helicopter in Rio de Janeiro's Recreio dos Bandeirantes neighborhood, alongside filmmaker Lucas Viñale, YouTuber Gaspar Prim, Lucas Brito Chaves, and pilot Alexandra Souza. A second helicopter, piloted solely by Charles Marciac, was also in the air. What should have been a routine flight turned catastrophic. The two helicopters collided mid-air over a BYD electric vehicle dealership. Wreckage plummeted into the parking lot, sparking fires that damaged around 20 vehicles. Rescue efforts were hampered by thick vegetation and chaos. All 6 people on board were killed instantly. Brazilian authorities, including the Air Force's SENIPA and civil police, immediately launched an investigation. No official cause has been determined yet. Possible factors include mechanical issues, pilot error, or airspace complications. Witness accounts describe the sudden impact and resulting horror. The world woke up to devastating news. The outpouring of grief. Tributes poured in from every corner. Fans flooded social media, sharing memories and replaying his songs with broken hearts. Artists like KSI and BBNO Dozos posted emotional messages celebrating Oliver's creativity and spirit. The music industry mourned the loss of a true original. Family and close friends grieved privately, while vigils and messages spread across cities where he had performed. His final joyful posts from Brazil became painfully bittersweet. A legacy that lives on. Oliver Tree's story is a whirlwind, from a unicycle-riding kid in Santa Cruz to a global icon who made millions feel seen in their weirdness. We'll remember the bowl cut, the scooters, the anthems that captured heartbreak and triumph. But more than the hits, We'll remember his courage to stand out in a world that rewards conformity. And in the end, that early promise we felt at the beginning of his journey, that life was finally going on exactly the way he dreamed, makes this loss even more devastating. Life does go on, but it is fragile and precious. Oliver reminded us to chase our weird dreams without apology, to embrace who we are, and to live fully while we can. Rest in peace, Oliver. The world feels a little less colorful without your energy. Thank you for the music, the laughs, and the powerful reminder that it's always okay to be unapologetically yourself. Your legacy will continue inspiring the next generation of outsiders and dreamers.